So Elke, thank you for giving us a look around.
You're
we really
welcome.
appreciate it. Excited to see what you have here. So this is the Solar Impulse.
Yes.
Behind us.
This
Show us
is
around.
yes. This is Solar Impulse. It's the first plane flying around the world just on solar energy. It's a solo flight, meaning there is only one pilot in the cockpit at
One
any
pilot
time.
at a time.
Yes, this is
How
really.
long do they stay?
So the longest they can stay is 5 days and 5 nights. We proved that from Japan to Hawaii last year in July, and he can't sleep.
So
he has
no sleep for 5 days straight.
He can only
Oh
rest
my
for
goodness.
20 minutes. Then he has to get up, check the plane, and then go back to rest. It has no autopilot. It has a stabilization system. So he has really to stay there in this cockpit over there for 5 days and 5 nights. The plane could fly perpetually if there wouldn't be the constraint of the human being. So this is the wing. These are the wings. They're as big as a Boeing 747.
So what is the length of the wingspan here?
It is around
Hundreds of meters,
It's
right?
hundreds of meters. It's a really long length. It's 74 meters, let's say like that. And the interesting thing about it is that this plane is as big as a Boeing 747, but it weighs only like as much as an SUV car.
Really?
Yes, so it's 2.3 tons.
Really?
So it's a
It
really.
has to be very light.
It is very light. It is something what never had happened, like existed like this before. So it's really an energy efficient project also.
I'm thinking about how much of the space on the wings is covered by solar panels. Is the entire wingspan of this airplane all solar?
Yes, so all what you can see above
So
the wings.
Film I see that's kind
Yes,
of shiny. That's
yes,
the solar panel.
it's all like black, shiny. When you go on our website, solarimpulse.com, you can see really the black. Some photos with the
Okay.
plane
But it's all the
flying.
way down.
So it's all the way down on the fuselage. Every space who is facing the sun is with solar cells.
So even
and
the
there are,
tail,
yes,
even the fuselage.
over 17,000 cells.
Wow.
Yes.
And
yes.
these would have to be some of the highest efficiency on the market.
They are
right?
quite, yeah. I'm not sure if it's the highest, but they're higher efficient than normal house solar cells. Yes.
And you said you can fly 5 days and 5 nights at a time, and then you have to take a rest.
Yes. No, the thing is, it could even fly longer. The pilot is just the constraint.
Pilot needs a rest
Yes.
before the plane needs
yes.
a rest.
Yes.
Okay.
So it could fly even 6, 7, 8 days if the weather is the right. No storms, no thunder, no tornadoes, things like this. We don't mind clouds. It just needs to be that the clouds are not too thick that we can't go through them to get higher. So the plane goes every day on the height to Mount Everest.
Really?
So
That sounds
needs
pretty high.
yes. So he needs oxygen,
Yeah. Okay.
and then in the night he goes down underneath the clouds to use the batteries he has charged during the day.
so he has to be near the sun
Yes.
during the day when flying, and then you go under the clouds when night. Does that
Yes.
help preserve some of
Yes,
the
it
energy?
is also for the pilots' health. To be all the time on our oxygen is not really healthy. We don't know how this works, so we can go. We don't need the sun to charge in the night, so we can go underneath a certain point, so we can stop the oxygen use. Yes.
Now, when I'm thinking about one of the classic solar problems, is not the panel efficiency, it's storage. So where on the plane do you store all the energy that keeps you going?
So you see here the propellers. We can just go there. These are the engines and the batteries in there, and these are 4 batteries.
So 4 engines with 4 batteries.
Yes, two on one side and 2 on the other side, and we are very happy with these batteries. I mean, they work very well. We have not a problem at all with the storage. For us, we had a little story with temperature.
Okay.
When we left from Japan to Hawaii, we arrived in Hawaii in July, and we realized they were overheated. It
Okay.
was something what we didn't have planned in the right way, so the temperature was too high for the insulation. So for this we had to stay in Hawaii with this plane and wait to get a new set of batteries who are totally the same.
Okay.
Really the same batteries. They worked really well for 6 years.
Are these the manufacturers of the batteries that are on, or these the
No, these are our partners.
Okay.
These are all our partners. We have a lot of partners, but these are the main partners.
Okay.
No, these are not the manufacturers.
Oh, I see the flaps are moving
Yes,
right now.
yes. They're just right now what they're doing in the cockpit. These are our engineers. They're doing the last check before the flight. Yeah.
Very important. The flaps work.
Yes.
It helps you go up and down. I assume.
Yes.
in the
But
aircraft.
everything is very important that it works. We don't want that it goes down. No.
Well, it's got to be pretty lean too. I mean, it has to be light. So I can't. And you said you have no autopilot. So is it pretty minimalistic with respect to the tools on board?
Yes, because we needed to look after the weight.
Yeah.
Because you have a certain amount of surface and a certain amount of cells who can store energy. So we had to make sure that we really every gram counts on this plane. So you can see also the plane has only one pilot. It has really the minimalistic resources it needs really to stay up in the air, and it is but it is high tech. It is all high tech. It's all done by ourselves. It is all developed by ourselves. This plane is really something, there's no benchmark. So everything what we develop or there is a challenge, we need to find a solution ourselves.
And how many years in development was this concept?
This plane was started with Bertrand Piccard's idea. He flew around the world in a hot air balloon and he said, I don't want to be dependent anymore on fossil energies.
Okay.
And then he said, I would like to fly around the world with clean technologies. And then he met André Borschberg, and he's an engineer and entrepreneur.
French and German?
They're both French speaking in Switzerland.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
The
Swiss. It's a Swiss project. And then they found each other, and so this was 14 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
14 years
Yes.
it took to develop this
Yes,
aircraft.
and they had a first plane, what is a prototype. They did all the testing about this plane, and then they built the second plane parallelly. So this plane is really made to fly over big oceans and long distances. The other one really was to test how this works.
Let's walk towards the
Yes.
fuselage and talk to me about the shape of it, because it kind of looks like is it shaped kind of like a V?
What they look.
Aerodynamic?
Yes, it's all about aerodynamics, and they also say they tried really also to take resemblances to the nature. I mean, it is something you.
So not everything is just practical. There is
No,
some design here.
It is
for beauty.
design. It's not for beauty, but for in nature everything exists, has its sense, and so they used also some.
They drew inspiration.
Yes, some natural inspiration for that.
So is it? Am I right? Is it basically?
It is shaped like this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a V like this.
Okay.
It's hollow inside.
really?
It's all made out of carbon fiber. So the structure, it's really all about lightness. This plane. It's all about being light.
Okay.
And so it's all hollow inside. There also
only
the
part that has equipment
is really the
cockpit.
cockpit. Yeah, we
Wow.
have only there, and then it's we have also hollow. This is all hollow. The wings.
And how about the tail? And
It
the-
is also all hollow. It's really ribs. They're all ribs, and then there's this sheet over it. This
carbon
is
fiber again.
yeah.
Now, one of the things that's most fascinating to me is this is a slow airplane.
Yes.
This plane doesn't even really fly as quickly as we drove here to get here. Why so slow? 45 kilometers an hour to 90 kilometers an hour. You're not
Yes.
breaking any speed records.
This is also to break any speed records is not our aim. This plane was really to build to carry messages around the world about using new clean technologies. So, and it is something what has never been existed like this, and it's really about trying to push the limits, and we have really pushed the limits by using solar energy. There is no backup about solar energy apart from solar energy. There is not a backup. We don't have a backup system in case it fails. So it's really something we said we want to do it very much in this way, and it's an experimental plane. So it's not about speed. It's really about slow but steady. This is what we say. So it's really, it will arrive when it arrives. That's it.
What do you want people to take away from watching this in flight?
We would like that people say, hey, what they can do in the sky, we can do on the ground. If they can fly with solar energy and clean technologies, how about we get creative on the ground and industries and politicians act up on this?
Have you also learned in the course of designing this some new ideas and new approaches to solar that can be helpful to the world?
This is a question I can't answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes that happens,
Yeah,
though, that we get better ideas as we try
no,
to reach for the
it's
stars.
just really a story. It's a question for the pilots, something like that.
So when are you aiming to be back in Abu Dhabi?
The plan is to leave, arrive there. Sorry. The plan is to arrive in July, August.
Of next year?
This
Okay.
year, no. So we started last year in Abu Dhabi in March. We went all the way Asia. We went through to China, then China, Japan, Hawaii. We stopped there in July. And then in July, we did all this maintenance and battery changes, preparation. We left the plane there because it was a really good position for us. And then we left this year in April again from Hawaii to San Francisco, Phoenix, and now we will be tomorrow on our way to Tulsa in Midwest.
One other question I have about how you figure everything out is you have, I mean, we're seeing, a handful of people here, but you have a whole team of meteorologists and scientists that design your route and figure out what level, I assume, you are in the sky, where your altitude has to be. Talk to me about how much support you have to pull something like this off.
Okay, that's a very good question. We have a fantastic team on the ground, around 60 people.
60.
Who are just on the ground looking after the security of the plane, the logistics, all the structures. They look after that we have to, the team has to eat and things like this. So we have all this, and then we have another 70 people in south of Europe, in Monaco.
Okay.
Who are in the mission control center. This is the Houston like the Houston for NASA.
Okay.
And they
this
really
is mission control.
It's really the mission control. And when this plane flies, they are the ones who are in touch with the pilots. They are the ones who talk to the pilots, who are planning everything for the pilot, everything.
The altitude,
yes.
the speed.
And right now, they're the ones who are really working hard and really intense to find the right paths, because we are very weather dependent. We need a certain room around us, because we are also experimental planes, so we need in air traffic we need a lot of we have constraints also, so it's a big challenge they're doing, and they're working night and day to make this happen.
So you want to avoid seeing any other aircraft in the air from this
yes cockpit. You just want to see them very far. Passing
Plenty
by.
Of space.
Yes.
Plenty of space.
It's
You
just
need
for
your space.
it's for security reasons. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be exciting to be a part of it.
It is very exciting. It's a dream. It's a dream coming true. It's great, and you meet really great people. You can really make twinkling in the eyes of people when they come to see this. We had a public day here in Phoenix 2 days ago, and people really are so euphoric. They are so passionate. They come, they see it, they have so many questions, and they know so much about it already. And it's just so incredible to inspire people. We can inspire people, and what is more makes people more happy than being inspired? Yeah.
So you've got groupies.
Yes.
You've got followers
we
around
have,
the world.
Yeah. And we make them happy, and that's beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.